Hey guys, Evan Dukas in the garden, enjoying my young tomatoes on their way to becoming really, really tall and productive as usual, I'm sure. But today I would love to talk to you about disease issues that you may be having with your tomatoes, especially blossom end rot. As you may know, blossom end rot has a lot to do with a lack of calcium getting to your tomatoes. But what's really important to realize is that it actually has everything to do with the soil, and most soil has plenty of calcium in it. Even like a lot of poor quality soils, they'll usually have enough calcium, but the problem is with absorption and the bioavailability of that calcium for your tomato plants. Once again, as usual, the problem is not with just the plant itself. The need is not to just dump calcium on your tomatoes. The issue here is to go down to the root of the issue, beneath the soil surface. I used to get blossom end rot all the time when I first started growing tomatoes, but if you've been following my videos, you would definitely know that I discovered a new method that I heard about that changed the game for my gardening. And since implementing that method, I have not had one issue with diseases like blossom end rot on my tomatoes. It's been several years straight. So what did I do? Simply mulch my tomatoes. And while not every mulch is equal, any mulch would do, whatever you might have. So if you have straw, hay, grass clippings, leaves, those will work. My favorite is wood chips. Wood chips are just amazing, especially the kind that you get from the local tree service company when you call them and they're happy to dump a ground up tree on your lawn or on your driveway so that you can begin to mulch your garden plants with it. The reason why I like it so much, it's so much better than the pretty stuff that you buy, because it is just so full of life. There are varying sizes in the mulch which affect the microbe content in your soil. It's really good for it. And also it's usually full of plenty of green matter since it was ground up with the leaves and everything. So that's what I use to mulch my tomatoes. But either way, mulch your tomatoes, mulch them deeply. The reason why mulch works so well is because it retains and regulates the moisture content of your soil at the root zone. And that, my friends, is the most important factor, when it comes to calcium absorption. Usually there's plenty of calcium in the soil, but it has to be nicely moist, well draining, but moist, and a very fast fluctuation of moisture content in your soil from dry to wet is not good for your tomato plants. It's not good for their ability to bring up nutrients to the plant. And another benefit of the mulch is that it actually forms a layer between the soil itself and the bottom leaves of the plant. Many people think that other diseases and viruses that your tomato may get are all soil-borne illnesses. And so when the soil is exposed and bare, it's being splashed up onto your tomatoes when watering, etc. So this really forms a nice protective barrier from your soil, in between your soil and your plants. Another benefit of mulching, just like every other plant, is that there are so many nutrients and micronutrients released for your plant every time you water. Every time you water, it's almost like applying just a small amount of compost tea to your tomato plants. So when you mulch deeply your plants with a high quality mulch that also has some kind of nutrient factor in it, you are going to reap great benefits and great reward for your tomatoes and the rest of your garden. Another really helpful option if you really want to spoil your tomatoes is perhaps before you mulch, feel free to put a little layer of some kind of manure or rich compost material. That way, that mulch will be protecting like all that life force, all those microbes and nutrients that are delicate in that compost, and it'll really add an awesome layer for your tomato plants. Here's just a quick shot of what I have at the base of this young tomato plant here. And here's the breakdown already happening. I did put a little bit of compost and manure here, and it's just beautiful soil. And sure enough, when I feel it with my fingers, it's perfectly moist. It's regulated. I don't even have to water every single day. And after I water, it's just not going to dry out very fast. It's just really good to regulate that moisture at the root zone. So that's it. I know that's a really simple tip, but it's effective. It works every time. And I've been reaping the rewards and benefits of this for several years now, completely blossom and rot free. I hope this blessed you. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Feel free to subscribe if you find this video helpful and you want others like it, to kind of stay in the loop with what's going on as I post more. Bless you guys.